Hi everybody, it's Peter Bird here from Optimal Nutritional Excellence, just checking in from my workshop. It's one of my favourite places to be, just sitting outside the shed here. You can't see it. Off to my my right hand side is my Dodge, 1984 Dodge, that I've been working on over the last 4 years or so. It's one of those projects that I think maybe if you knew what it was going to be like when you first started out, you'd think twice about doing it. The rewards are fantastic. The cost is quite high, but I get a great deal of pleasure from it. That's the key thing. There's a lot of parallels there with health, isn't there, really? By the time we are 65 years old in the West, almost 89% of us are taking some type of medication and being treated for some type of chronic condition. Now, I guess the question needs to be asked, like that old truck, when I found it sitting under a hedge and it was rusting and leaking oil and in quite poor repair, it was still running. Is that kind of like the natural course of our lives? That's just natural? There's very little we can do about that, you know. And I guess that's the question you need to ask, is that, okay, I'm getting to that age now, I have some sort of condition, I've been to my doctor's saying, okay, this is the medication you need to be on, or this is the procedure you need to have, or this is the operation you need to have, and this is essentially your health destiny. This is where you're going, this is your journey now. I guess what you need to ask, certainly what I asked, is, does it need to be that way? You know, is there an alternative? Now, okay, if you are believing that there isn't, then that's your journey, and that's okay for you. That's not for me to judge, and I really don't. But I do know that there is an alternative. So, okay, once you decide that there's an alternative, once you say, okay, well, this is not the path or the only path that I'm going to follow, then what you're doing is, rather than handing over the responsibility of your health to your health practitioner or professional, your doctor or your specialist or whatever, you're taking responsibility for yourself. Now, that's the beginning of change. That's the beginning of real change, isn't it? When you take self-responsibility. So once you've taken self-responsibility, then it's about, what information am I going to gather? Who am I going to listen to? What action am I going to take? Now, you may be one of these people. I've certainly spoken to a lot of people that are doing this. They look at exercise. They might look at one aspect of their life. They might look at a particular food they're eating. They might look at some type of activities that they've been involved with that are maybe not conducive to health. I'm thinking of drinking or smoking or eating a certain amount of fatty foods or highly processed foods, or they might be been in a high stress situation, and because of that health news, they decide to make those changes. And that's great. That's fantastic. And so the traditional approach to most chronic conditions, and I guess I'm thinking of various cancers, certainly heart disease, the likes of your type 2 diabetes, a lot of your progressive degenerative neurological conditions that we see as inevitable once you have them. That's your likes of your dementia and your Alzheimer's and those types of conditions. You see that your belief and the people that you're associated with, the health professionals, the people around you, their belief system is that this is a chronic condition. It cannot be arrested. It cannot be reversed. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat the disease, treat the symptom of the dis-ease in your body. And so you make those changes, you mitigate to a degree maybe the effects of this disease, and away you go. And that's your life. And there's an acceptance there that this is the way it's going to be now. But I also believe, from my experience, that there's an intuitiveness about us too, that if we actually listen to that quiet voice inside, that it would be saying, there's got to be something else. There's got to be something more. I must be able to do something else here. And of course you can. But what we know is that if you have a disease process, there is nothing that gaining what we call optimal nutritional excellence or nutrient density through a whole food plant-based diet that's going to make worse. Let's get that clear for a start. It's only going to improve. What we know is that for various diseases, for various conditions, inflammatory conditions, which underlies so many conditions, systemic inflammation, and I've done a vlog on systemic inflammation. If you're interested, have a look. So the Western diet, ultra-processed foods, lots of dairy, lots of your animal protein, all inflammatory foods. If you go 100% whole food plant-based, you've got some type of chronic condition that we see in many cases, in most cases, a vast improvement. And in a lot of cases, we see arresting and reversing. So it doesn't get rid of the underlying disease, but it arrests and reverses that disease. And I'm a living proof of that in regards to heart disease. And I know many, many other people and so much other research. By the way, if you're a detractor, if you don't hear what I'm saying or believe what I'm saying, that's okay. I respect that. But don't waste your time making comments to me. Be on your sites and make comments on your sites and be supported by your peers and your group. And I'm really happy for you to do that. Don't waste your energy and time making comments in regards to what I should be eating or what I should be saying. Just do your own thing as I'm doing my own thing. So I say that with respect, because I absolutely believe that people have the right to be able to have the freedom of speech, as long as they're not pushing that, imposing on other people. So I'm saying what I'm saying, but I'm saying it to people that have the choice and want the choice to watch and listen to what I'm saying. And I'm evidence-based too. I come from, a science perspective. So that's the choice, just to wrap up. Very much, if you're at that age group, if you are being treated, part of that sort of 89% of the population that have been treated for some type of chronic condition, if you're thinking there must be something else other than this, well, I can tell you there is. People say that a whole food plant-based diet is extreme. Well, I think being treated for a chronic condition that is potentially arrestable and reversible is extreme. I think that cracking open your chest and doing bypass surgery, or being treated for some sort of chronic condition that eventually you may end up losing a limb through type 2 diabetes, or that you're not going to be able to fully engage in life and be limited to what you're able to do. And I've met people that haven't been able to get out of their chair or leave their section, and through debilitating chronic conditions. And once they've adopted a whole food plant-based diet, that becomes a completely different picture, and they're unshackled. So I think that's extreme. I don't see changing your diet, moving to a whole food plant-based diet as extreme. It's very much like a plane coming into land. There's this very natural process as you feel the body taking control, as you feel those systems that have been suppressed and dampened down through the typical Western diet. Within the body, you feel those systems coming back online, all those systems that are designed to heal us. As you become increasingly aware and have an understanding of the power of nutrition, you start to feel impaired. It feels incredible to be able to take control of your life, to watch this incredible being that we are start coming back in line again, start bringing all its systems back online for health and healing. So that's me. If you like what I say, please subscribe. If you don't like what I say, I respect that, but you don't need to say anything. I'll catch you later. It's really nice seeing you. It's always nice seeing you. It's always nice checking in. And I hope you're having a great day out there. If things aren't so great, take control of your kitchen. Change the way you're eating. Ask me the questions if you need to have questions answered. I'm really happy to do vlogs on any subject that you feel is relevant or that you're interested in. And we'll catch you again soon. See ya. Bye.